We're back on the Marching to Madness College Basketball Podcast this morning with another one of my good friends, Coach Mooney, Coach Chris Mooney from the Richmond Spiders. They won 4 in a row last March, won the Atlantic 10 Conference Championship, then got into the NCAA and took out a game Iowa team. Coach, you have 312 career wins now in 16 seasons as the head coach at University of Richmond.
Well, I appreciate that. Nice to join you. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, now you had that 4 wins in 4 days, and of course you cut the nets at the Atlantic 10 tournament. It was the first time since 2011. Then you got that win over Iowa. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts as you look back upon what happened there.
Well, yeah, I tell you, it was obviously very exciting, and there's nothing like conference basketball conference tournament. Just every game, people on the edge of their seats, and the excitement levels just through the roof. So, we had such a veteran team that had been together for such a long time, and we had a lot of in 3 of the 4 games we had deficits, two big deficits against Rhode Island and Dayton, and at halftime, and against Davidson toward the end of the game, we were down 6 or so. So I just think there was a great deal of resolve. Guys who had been in a lot of games, a lot of close games in the past, and kind of were able to stay calm and concentrate through those tough moments, and really got great results. So we were thrilled, and I was so happy for those guys, especially the older guys who would come back.
Well, I'm finally getting to say congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hey, now, like you said, you had some really solid veteran players there. Made up a very competitive team. How does the character of that team change now with those players who graduated and left the program?
Yeah, well, it's very different and very new for us because we've had a lot of those guys for 4, 5, even 6 years because of the bonus year from COVID. So that part is extremely different. It's kind of more back to the cycle of new players replacing old players, and guys who were in your program getting a year older. We took a few transfers who I think are really help us, but it is different because the personalities that you become so accustomed to are no longer here, and which not necessarily good or bad. It's just new and different, and makes it a little bit anxious, but also makes it fun. And we feel good about the guys we have, and we feel good about the personality and the character of the team as well.
Sure, I studied your roster, and I know Tyler Burton returns with 16.1 points, 7.7 rebounds per game. He had 11 double-doubles. Talk about what now he will add to the mix, and will his persona change any on the floor with so much transition?
Yeah, no, I think that's probably where we begin in this season, talking about our team as Tyler. And obviously he's a great player, as evidenced by his statistics and the games that he's had. But this is a bit of a new role for him because, since those guys had the COVID year, he's always been one of the younger players. And now suddenly he's the leader of the team and an older, experienced player. So, yeah, I think, he's a tremendous guy, and really just like the essence of what you would want a college basketball player to be on and off the floor. And so his style, I think, is going to be very easy for us to follow because he gives incredible effort. He has great stamina, so he's tired. He's very competitive, and he's extremely coachable. So I think having someone like that as your best player is valuable and really good for the rest of the team.
Sure, and then Matt Grace, you're looking for him probably to accentuate his game even more because he shot 60.1% from the field last season.
Yeah, Matt is just a really, really good player. He can do so many things well. We're so thrilled that he came back for his bonus year to be at Richmond.
Sure.
He's an incredibly smart player. He's He has great skills, for somebody his size, a great dribbler, passer, shooter. And yeah, I think just kind of wanting him to do more similar, he he was essentially Grant Golden's backup for most of his career here. And when
Sure.
Grant back for his bonus year, that puts Matt in the same spot last year, but now very different. I think he'll play a few positions and have a huge impact on this team.
And you got 4 new players that I counted. There are 3 transfers. Isaiah Bigelow comes as a solid Wofford Terrier up to the Spiders. Talk a little bit about his game and maybe your expectations.
Yeah, well, Zay is a very good player. He does many things well. He's a very good athlete. He can shoot, really goes after the ball in terms of rebounding. And he has a chance to really help us a great deal. I think he's even better than I anticipated. And we had played them, so I knew he was a good player, but he was better than I anticipated. And has a chance to really help us because of his versatility and his athleticism.
Sure. Now, who else comes in beside of him? And then when you look at your roster right now, how tough is this scenario to be able to pick, maybe 5 starters and 3 or 4 people off the bench, role players?
Yeah, no, it definitely creates a challenge because we have good talent, good depth of talent. We feel like we have good players across the board. So I think Neil Quinn, who's a 7-foot center for us, who played at Lafayette his first few years, he was an all-conference player. Very, very good passer, very good scorer, high field goal percentage, competitive. I think Neil has a chance to really have an impact on the team. And then, of course, Andre Gustafson returns for his bonus year at Richmond. Jai Bailey, who has really had a great summer and fall. I think Jai, who's in his 3rd year with us now, he's a sophomore because of the COVID year, but 3rd year with us now, has a chance to really have a nice breakout season as well. And Jason Nelson, who will start at point guard for us, is a really good player. We've been so fortunate to have good guards in our program over the last 15, 18 years. And he's another one. He's a very, very good player and has a chance to immediately impact us. He's a redshirt freshman, basically redshirted because Jake Hilliard came back last year.
Yeah, and it's good for him, and it's good for your team and being able to run that Princeton offense and the variables that happen inside of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's always really good for us, especially to have experience and guys who have, recognize how we play and can take advantage of some of the things that we're trying to do and really read situations quickly. And so having guys who have all been here a while is very helpful.
Michael Walls is a 6'11", 225-pound freshman. Talk a little bit about his game, how it's grown since, he took the step from high school basketball to an Atlantic 10 program.
Yeah, I think Mike has a chance to be great. He's, as you mentioned, his size is he's a really good athlete, moves extremely well for somebody his size. And then he's also not only a physical and athletic player, but he's a very good passer. He has a good sense for the court, for cutters, for making the right decision. And he has a chance to really do well. I think that it's been great to have him and Neil, 2 guys who are so big, where they can compete against each other. Kind of Mike can learn some of the things that Neil's learned in his college basketball days. But yeah, I think Mike has a chance to be really, really good.
We mentioned the Princeton offense. I was just curious, when you have this much, of a turnover in players, how far back do you have to go to teach it and teach variations?
Yeah, well, that's a great point because the team we just had, who had so many guys who were starting and playing high level minutes for 4 and 5 years, they were really had kind of mastered that, kind of what to do next, or if that's not available, how do we, what's our next decision? And those guys had really mastered that. It became fairly easy for them, or fairly instinctive. And now you're going through a little bit of, okay, when you see that happen, then you might want to go to this option. And the way we lay it out, it's not like you don't have the time in a game to turn the page and read the next instruction. You have to see it and read it, and the other four guys have to see it as well. So that's been a big part of what we've been working on in all of fall.
Mm-hmm. Last thing, Coach, when you look at the Atlantic 10 and, of course, Richmond basketball, we're hearing that the NCAA tournament could expand. We're at 68 teams right now. I just wanted to get your opinion of potential expansion because, in my opinion, the Atlantic 10 should never have below three teams in any year. I mean, it's where we are right now with the A10.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that we should really consider expansion. When we had the tournament expanded in '85 to go to 64 teams, and it's only expanded to six. We've added 4 teams, and we've into the tournament, and we've added about 100 college basketball programs. So I feel like, I think you have so many teams that are that don't get a chance to be in, and we were fortunate to beat Iowa in the NCAA tournament. Well, I'm pretty sure Dayton would have had a great chance against Iowa and VCU, those were high seeds in the NIT. And so I do think that given the opportunity, there are more teams, and it wouldn't make the NCAA tournament worse. I think it would enhance it.
Coach Chris Mooney, ladies and gentlemen, the Richmond Spiders. Watch this basketball team play. If you've got a basketball mind, watch the Princeton offense. It's fun to watch. It's something I love to see who's going where and when with the talents of your players. Coach, thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, Ken. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Good luck